this game of the winners finals, we're going to see if SAR is going to have an answer on how to defeat the 5 defenders comps if they decide to use it again, or if MYS decide to use it again.
I mean, it'll be pretty amazing if they pull off the 5 defenders again. I was watching behind the scenes, and I was just my jaw was on the ground watching how 5 defenders can defeat some of the best teams in the Asia region. But it seems like, as we're talking about the defenders, Gudra is going to be taken away from MYS. Now, this is only time will tell here, right? Whether MYS still decides to go for that 5 defenders. The good thing about Pokemon Unite is that there are so many defenders up for grabs, and Blastoise getting picked up straight away as well. Maybe there's an indication, Hashigi, that they will continue.
That's there. Yeah, yep. Oh, they're trying to counter with the 3 with the defenders. What?
Can we see just every single defender possible in this 1v1 between SAR and Team MYS? We might. There's Umbreon locked in, perhaps. So far, Hashigi, we've got Gudra, we have Greedent, we have Trevenant, Blastoise, Lapras, a Crustle, and Umbreon. If anyone is in the audience that is a defender main and likes to watch defenders go about it, we have an absolute show of a match. The memo is coming in. My excitement is over the roof right now.
We don't have defenders left. We don't have defenders left. I don't think we have defenders left.
My God. It's okay. Draining Kiss Clefable, if they do it, it's pretty much a tank, do you know what I mean? But come on. Let's quickly look at some of these builds. Oh, the Snorlax! How can we forget? I am so excited I get to cast this with you, Hashige, because this is probably the first time I've seen in a tournament we have all 10 defenders. Both teams are saying, you know what? I saw what you did before. I'm going to show you I can use the same strategy and I can be the better team. And look at this. Can we just talk about some of these builds here, Hashigi? Because we have a double stacking Greedent. We have a double stacking a Trevenant. We have a stacking Slowbro. We have a stacking Gudra. Every single player on SAR is stacking. So we're going to look for some major damage and major HP going into that game.
Right, and I think, and as the defender, right, you actually have the movement, the tankiness to actually score some points. Definitely, and knowing, let's say, the opponent also is also like a defender as well, meaning that there's going to be a lot of stacking in the early games, and obviously it's very important because having all of these stacks is going to make sure that their damage is enough as sort of like an attacker role Pokemon to make sure that you put up enough damage and everything. But anyway, I'm super excited towards this game. I think one of the other things to highlight is that the Crustle is using the Fluffy Tail. I think to make sure that to make sure that he's able to secure all of these Registeels, Regirock, or Regieleki, or even like Rayquaza in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of items that we don't normally see, apart from Fluffy Tail, we have a Trevenant that's going to go with a Goal Getter as well. So maybe that's going to be the difference maker to clutch out this game. But having a look at the paths here, we have a Eevee looking to be an Umbreon as soon as possible, going to stack on top. Lapras is there as well, and it's going to go against a Goomy and a Fan Thump in that top path. Mamoswine, or a little swine up in the central area, looking to come online as early as possible. I mean, if they don't run Ice Fang this game, I'm going to be very surprised, because that move is pretty good against, just like isolating people for your team. But come on, this is just a showcase of all the defenders, isn't it?
Right. I think the main challenge is going to be probably like the Piloswine, because going to need to evolve in level 9, whereas all of the other defenders can be online from level 5.
And here we go, Ice Fang indeed grabbing that foul play Umbreon, but it might not be enough as 3 members of Team YS is just pushing back. The pressure is on right now. The poor Phantom will get knocked out by that Wartortle, and look at that, perhaps another KO. No, Piloswine able to get away very freely, but looks like this Altaria is going to go on the side of MYS, and there we go. That's what I expected. The water spout coming out is probably going to be a spinning Blade. Another KO for the Goomy. They're taking out the Blastoise, but it's going to be the Wartortle that wins that engagement up front.
Right, HT as the Pokemon, as the player who usually plays jungle and mid.
Hmm.
I mean, we're kind of like back to the first or second season where the first Blastoise is actually out, and everybody, when you want to win games, you need to use Blastoise, and always pick
Hmm.
to make sure that because the damage from that Blastoise is going to be super huge, like the one we see just now.
And look at this, a possible invade coming in from the little Scorvette, just looking to not quite so far. The Snorlax able to confirm it for MYS, but in the meantime, all these Altaris and Swablu's going to be soaked up by SAR over here, and the Snorlax might be in a bit of a trouble. Meanwhile, Lapras looking to play with this Scorvette. Now, this Scorvette hasn't really evolved in a Greedent yet, so it's pretty, I guess, useless in terms of the damage it can do. Meanwhile, I guess I'd say all of these defenders are just finding it out in this central area here. Umbreon looking to get taken down by that Sliggoo as well. Now, I have to say, MIS coming in with flying colors at the moment. They have 2 level 7s and a level 8 Stinsoid coming through and looking for more pairs in this bottom part.
Right, and I believe like the Blastoise might reach even level 9 before the team fight for the Reggie bottom lane, and also even a Reggie Aliki on the top lane. But there they are. I think the Rock. Wait, was that? Is that the Stealth
Stealth
Rock?
Rock. Yeah, it is. I
Wow.
think they need the Stealth Rock to do some damage in terms of an
Right.
AoE. Now look at this. Greedent zoned out here, and all of MYS is just going to start this Regice. They're going to be pretty uncontested here unless this Greedent can do anything, but the Heavy Slam block combo is going to zone them out. Very, very nicely done. I think that's what you need, right? If you're versing a team with defenders and you also have all the defenders on your side, you need to get that level lead and hold on to it, because then you become so tanky and you're more likely to win those fights. But here comes Goodra finally coming online, and perhaps there's going to be an answer to that domination that MYS is showing so far.
Right, and obviously, the Umbreon also uses Wish. It's going to be so big. In terms of it can help to you. It can help to kind of like making your friends survive, all of these team fights. And again, once again, the Blastoise is just able to pick up the Reggie Aleki and secure the top lane objective again.
Yeah, I mean, things are getting a little bit too overwhelming for SAR here. I mean, this is a team that has, it decided to go against the bosses of the all defender comps, right? They've chosen to challenge the kings right now, and I mean, MYS is just showing why their comp actually works. Huge Hydro Typhoon comes through, and they're just gonna be spinning. The Blades are coming on. Mamoswine not able to defend at all. And look at this, just the overwhelming pressure coming in from 5 tanks running at you. It's gonna give them the top pad as well, and that whole path is just naked up top. I mean, this is 279 to 105, Hashigi. This is a great start for MIS.
I mean, it's not really great stuff, but you can see like the top lane is really like it's just like gone like that. Before minute 5, these are like the kind of like the match where you see you play in rank, and like an experienced player against an unexperienced player. But then again, I do believe like the top lane is gone like that. I think it's going to be very dangerous when, if let's say Team MYS are able to take on to the Reggie Aleki near the minute 2 mark, because as defenders it's very hard for you to defend, because the amount of damage that you put in, you can just burst the Reggie Aleki like that.
I do agree with that. And luckily for SAR here, they're going to be able to break that bottom pad, to much
Right.
of their relief, because they're trailing behind in points. However, this Regirock might be able to provide the buffs and maybe a little bit of experience to get them back into the game. So far, though, level 12 Blastoise. This is what I love to see from MRS. They need to make sure this Blastoise is as high level as possible, because a majority of the damage is going to come from that Hydro Spin coming in through. Look at that spin to win once again, taking out the Trevenant, and also possibly the Greedent as well. Yet again, every single team fight has gone on the side of MYS. And I mean,
Right.
if you're a team SAR, you need to go capture some of these yellow dots on the map, because right now,
Right.
if you're going to bring into the Raid Quasar fight with a level 9 Greedent, that is just not going to cut it when you have a level 12
Right.
and a level 11 Lapras standing in your way.
Right. And it's level 13 now. Almost level 13. But yes, once again, I think they just tried to push it back, and Slowbro is just being captured right there. I kind of forgot that does Ice Fang can actually stop Rapid Spin from Blastoise?
I think so. I think your Rapid Spin just makes you hindrance resistant. I don't think you can actually grab it. so far, which means it's a really good move to use. In either case, look at these more dunks coming out from MYS in the bottom path. I mean, Hydro Typhoon is just going to do so much damage alongside. The slow beam goes on the Blastoise, but it might not be enough because we have Wish Umbreon there. Lapras gets out, eject from the Blastoise as well. It's almost got its spin to try to get out of here. Look at how fast it goes. It has no sweat there, escaping that fight.
Right. I do believe like if the Ice Fangs can capture the Blastoise means that the Mamoswine just really needs to save the Ice Fang until like the Blastoise just spins around. But then again, moments like that are not really easy to get, right?
No, I think the only thing that can stop this Blastoise right now is the slow beam from the Slowbro. But even then, even if you capture it with the Unite move, I don't know whether there's enough damage on the side of SAR to really take down this Blastoise. And don't forget, Blastoise is not only the damage dealer as well. We've got a Lapras, which is very good with its Water Pulse to take down some of the members of SAR as well. So looking into this 230 mark, there's a Registeel here. Both teams really want to do this because they want that damage buff. Blastoise able to get it for MYS, and this could spell trouble here. Ice Fang coming out from the Snorlax. Snorlax able to get out with the Heavy Slam as well. Goodra might be in a tough situation here. This might be a weird little fight before the Rayquaza and the final stretch, Hashige.
Right. I think because of they have the fluffy tail, I think it's just a really good, really good choice of battle item to make sure that they are able to secure most of the Pokemon that they need to secure, like the Registeel that we saw just now.
Oh my god, Tremlin gets picked up immediately, and this is not good for SAR at all. Here comes the Mamoswine Unite, gets taken out as well. Hydro Typhoon ejects and docks up 2 players. Lapras has gone in the KO stream of 2, and look at this, with only Greedent and Goodra remaining, I think MYS is just saying, Snorlax, you got this, you can block out them, we can secure this, right? Oh my god, but the Greedent comes out of nowhere, and it's not over if I'm here. I've got the chicks, I've got the seeds, I can secure the rain. But did anyone even protect the shields apart from the Goodra on the side of SAR?
Right, and I don't think like with only like 23 points or even like that, and right now they don't have any more shields from the Rayquaza. They're able to capture or they are able to dunk more than 200 points by this time around. They need 200 points to make sure that SAR is able to take the game 1.
Yeah, they do indeed. But the good news on the side of SAR is they have 2 Unite moves it's there's no Unite moves on the side of MYS. So if they only need 200 points and they know this, they still have a Pokemon with shield there, right? I didn't catch who that was. Was it the tree that still had the shield moving up into top path? So perhaps the dream still lives for SAR here. Snorlax trying to just defend this. They know that they just need to stop this Trevenant. Maybe they can give 100. It's fine. Oh, but Trevenant doesn't even have 100 points. They only have 66 to dunk. So there is still a mountain to climb for SAR there. They still need at least 120 to take off this game.
And we also see like HD is going to go onto the opponent's side and trying to dunk for 80 points all up over there. There's another 6 points, but I don't think it's going to be enough. With 200 points needs to be captured needs to be dunked from SAR. I don't think like with 15 seconds left they're able to take game 1, and it seems that MYS is still going to be the king of the 5 defender comps to this match against SAR.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give credit to SAR for trying, right? If you can't beat them, you join them kind of strategy there. But unfortunately, there's a reason why MYS is one of the best teams in Asia, because they definitely did not come into this match unplanned. They knew the mission. They knew the draft they wanted to try. And look at that. That is what, I mean, it was that 4 games in a row or 3 games in a row where it has worked out so well? Maybe it's 5 games in a row. Someone help me out here, but that's just ridiculous, isn't it?
I mean, it's just the one on stream, right? You haven't seen the one that is actually off the stream, and they're able to just pull this off. I mean, we probably need to open the Unite API to see like whether they use this comp from the start of the tournament. But it seems like the comp is actually pretty solid for any teams to actually use it for the qualifiers that is going to be happening in the next 1 or 2 weeks.
I mean, the great thing about this tournament is that it allows teams to try out comps, whether it's, a bit of fun or whether it's an actual competitive strategy. And the thing is, it gives the oppositions a little bit more uncertainty, right? If you ever go up against MYS again, because you've seen how well MYS can pull off this comp. And whether or not they actually do it in terms of the qualifiers, it's always going to be back on the other team's mind. And I think that's so good about, what MYS is bringing to us. It's showing us that you don't have to go for the typical standard, all-rounder supporter. You can use these Pokemons in other ways. Exactly, right? And the Umbreon there really just a supporter there. 142,000 damage healed for their team. And come on, Crustle. Do you really see a Crustle doing over 100k damage into a Gardevoir or even a Chandelure? I think it's going to be fantastic if MYS is going to run that again.
But this Chandelure is going to be big.
But look at this, Venusaur banned once again. Is it a sign? Is it a sign, Hashagi, that they're gonna run this 5 defender comms again?
Maybe, but they banned Umbreon this time, so they banned one of the defenders. So I don't think that we're going to see a 5v5 and defender this time round. And Blastoise.
Yeah, look at this. SAR do not want to face the 5 defenders once again, but there is still possible. There are still at least 5 defenders up for grabs here, so I'm very curious to see what MYS will pick up as their first Pokemon. I want to see possible a Crustle if they're still going to go with that strategy. If not, perhaps locking in something else that will help them out. Oh, Tree is as good. Trevenant is another great defender or a great first pick going into this second game.
Right. I think defender's just really good. The pain split is so good. You can also use the Horn Leash to make sure that there's enough CC. The Wood Hammer is also so good. You're able to do tons of damage and also, combining a lot of Pokemon into one area. Or even like, let's say, Curse is actually not a really bad idea. But this time around, we do see MYS. Yemo is just trying to hover around on those to drill, but in the end we'll pick with the Lapras.
I mean, this is another sign, right? That's 3 possible defenders already, and so we'll leave that thought for a little bit. But I want to talk about this double evolution pick straight off the bat. I mean, I love a Sylveon pick, but I do have to say though, just watching the Unity Clash that was beforehand, the Espeon is not a great pick if Team MYS is going for a Crustle, because Espeon really can't get out of the Crustle Rock Tomb at all. So I do like the Sylveon pick, but I'm not too confident on the Espeon pick here. But look at this, Delphox coming out straight away. Looks like and SAR is going for the it's going for the opposite, right? They're looking for all attackers. If defenders don't work against an all defender comp, let's try 5 possible red background attackers going into the second game.
I think Yang is just trying to tease us with the Duraludon again, but I think in the end you'll be just changing into a defender again. But yeah, I think Natara just mentioned just now on how the Cinder Ace, right, is going to be big. With it just gets the buff from the burning mark. It's actually doing more damage, allowing Cinder Ace to do a bit more faster in terms of picking up the creeps and farming in the early games. And I think the last one is going to be Garchomp from SAR side. So yeah, definitely no supporters, no defenders from SAR side, just attackers and one all-rounder, which I think is going to be big, especially Garchomp, with the huge amount of attack speed and also the muscle band is going to chip amount the damage from Team MYS. Full defense.
I do actually like this Garchomp pick. However, just looking at the team draft at the moment, MYS's team come online so much earlier. We have Trevenant comes online at 5, Greedent coming on at 5, all these members and Crustle and Slowbro coming on at level 4. Meanwhile, it's only the evolutions on the side of SAR that can actually, come online and get that damage spike, because Cinderace needs at least level 7, Delphox needs level 7, Garchomp definitely needs level 7. So if they don't play their early game well from the side of SAR, I mean, they're going to have trouble going into that mid game, because once that Greedent comes online, you can tell that the Espeon is not going to have fun, the Delphox is not going to have fun, and the Cinderace definitely will not have fun against this squirrel of all time, really. I mean, like, you don't expect a defender like Greedent to do so much damage, but when those bullet seeds start going, Hashigi, they hurt for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I think the other things that I mentioned just now is the Espeon was using EXP share this time around. So right, the Espeon is actually using the EXP share to make sure that obviously SAR has the good amount of EXPs going towards the early laning phase during this game.
Yeah, I mean, Psybeam is a great move against tanks. I played a little bit of Espeon myself back in the day, and when you see a Trevenant or even a Lapras Slowbro, it's perfect timing for Psybeam because it does damage to all the members on the opposite team that are grouped with its like, I guess, kind of like a decay damage. So I'm keen to see how they use it. You're right, they do have the XP share for this poor Gibble over here, but look at that. Have you ever seen a Gibble run away from two defenders as scared as the Gibble is right now?
Do you think that the Aspion is going to use Side Shock just to stun the opponents? Like that's the goal for the Aspion this game around?
I mean, that's the problem, right? If you're using Psyshock, it means you have no way to get out of some of these fights because there's no dashes now on Espeon. So that's a good question. We'll see. Time will only tell. They're still level 3 at the moment. Meanwhile, this Slowpoke looking to try to evolve as soon as possible. Here comes the evolution. And look at this. Exactly what I said. They had to waste the get out of the Rock Tube. Here we go, 3v2 on the top path here. Sylveon's coming in as well. It's going to be a 3v3. The Crustal's getting a little bit low. This is a huge knockout for SAR over here because that Goodbye is finally online. They're looking to try to get level 7 as quickly as possible. Look at this Lapras doing so much damage to Sylveon. The Slowbro able to take out the Sylveon over here. And this poor Espeon has to back away because they're only XP share. They don't have too much of the levels at the moment. They want to conserve as much as possible.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Ember from the Cindays, right? From the Raboot this time around. Okay, some points. 59 points. Pretty big. Pretty big. And obviously, evolve into Delphox this time around.
Now, you can see it's a Fire Blast Delphox, so most likely it's going to be Fire Spin, which I think is a decent move going up against 5 defenders. However, Cinderace will get taken out by the Crustal, gets traded from the Sylveon as well, and things could spell a little bit of trouble for SAR here, especially this Sylveon looking to try to get out. Won't be able to get out, though. Here comes the Goodbye, trying to soak up as much to get that level 7, but it is in trouble once again. Something that MYS is doing so well against SAR at the moment is that they're fighting as a team. Meanwhile, I just see the SAR is just trickling. Look at this. This Delphox is trying to 1v1 this Trevenant, and I don't think that is the smartest thing to do, especially if you're behind in levels.
But I think it's just like really, really difficult for them to pick up any knockouts or even like putting some a good amount chunk of damage to the opponents. And Foxy is trying to disrupt the opponent's jungle and try to take as many of those as Cavalier and what's the other Pokemon I forgot? Axelgor, as much as possible from the SAR team side.
And yet again, you can see that Sylveon getting knocked out by 3 players again. No one on SAR is actually fighting as a team in that top half there. Here comes Cinderace. Look at that. Finally, someone that's playing with their team. The Delphox and the Cinderace going to start that basement Reggie as well. Meanwhile, this Goodbye is still looking for some wild Pokemon to finally evolve. I mean, if you're a Cynthia, you're not going to be happy with this Goodbye at the moment. Look at this. Okay, great secure by SAR here. They're going to give themselves an attack buff as well as a little bit more experience. Delphox needs that level 9 ASAP. Crustal gets taken out by Sylveon, and finally, we're going to have pads broken for SAR at the bottom.
Right, and I think it's also a good amount of time for the Galvite to make sure that it evolves into Garchomp as soon as possible, because if they don't have Garchomp, it's going to be very hard for them to do the team fights and make sure that there's only one Pokemon that is going to go towards the opponent's side and tank all of those damage.
And here comes a little push from MYS. We have the Delphox Unite available, but Delphox is nowhere to be seen. Psychic Soul Edge tries to delay as well. Garchomp Unite goes through, and the Cinderace Unite also pops through. Will be able to take down that Greedent finally for the team. Pain Split will not be able to stop them. Chaos Shock of 2 for the Cinderace. And finally, a great defense coming up from SAR. Look at this. All of MYS is just running for their lives. They know they can't give any more levels because all I see are attackers on the side of SAR. And if they have the levels, it is not going to be good. Fairy Frolic comes through. The Hyper Voice is so strong now. If they are having that level lead, Crustal will go down as well. Suddenly, the tables have turned. The Phantom Firework comes out. It's right on pad. The Lapras is not able to survive that at all. Trevenant trying to zone it out, but no one can stop this Cinderace. Scoring a 40 dunk on top. They still don't break though. This Greedent is trying for their life. Just, look at that. A roasty Greedent just running around. Delphox in trouble. But Cinderace trading an absolute MVP at the moment. But I talked about before.
Oh, no.
The seeds of Greedent. The Crustal coming with his Rock Tomb to take it down. And when the dust has all settled, look at this. They have still a level lead on the side of SAR.
Right, but right now Garchomp is trying to farm himself, making sure that he's going to be ready for the team fight later on. And I think,
absolutely.
looking back from the team fight just now, I do believe like the 5 attackers SAR side is actually having a better outcome, compared to the 5 defenders versus 5 defenders on the previous game.
And here comes more Unite moves popped out to try to defend this bottom pad here. Trevenant in trouble right now, but somehow the pain split keeps them sustained. Five's been finally able to take it down. This Crostal is saying, Delphox, I need you to get out of my game. No. Oh my god! The graveyard takedown of that Rock Tomb. We're going to trade out that Delphox for its own life over here. And look at this. Lapras just looking to get a little bit more XP. I think they're not going to contest this. I'm not sure why Garchomp is uniting here. It seems very unnecessary. But it's probably necessary because the Lapras, out of everyone's surprise, is going to secure that. And I mean, this is just bad news upon bad news for SAR, isn't it? Team MYS is pulling tricks out of their sleeve right now with these KOs and secures. Delphox finally taking down the Trevenant, but the damage has been done. We have a level 12 Crostal on the side of Team MYS.
Yeah. Garchomp misses the final the final Unite move just now. When he was trying to hit the air, but not the Reggie Eyes just now on the bottom lane, on the previous fight. But here you know, the pencil fireworks going out again, and I think that the Cinder Ace is able to pick up 3 knockouts over here, and the Greedent is right now running for his own life, but was unable to, and there was 4 knockouts from the Cinder Ace on SAR side. A good chance to come back.
Cinder Ace, and look at this, maybe a bit of PTSD from this Garchomp as they try to secure this. Trevor is coming through. Can MYS do the impossible? Once again, the Lapras is the best player I've ever seen in my life as they kill this Garchomp is so mad. My jaw is on the ground. Nothing can stop this Lapras. Look at this. Not even the Garchomp. Oh, finally, he's taken his revenge, but he might not be able to take down this Trevenant. I mean, history is just being made right now. Comedy is getting written by itself because this is some of the best stuff I've ever seen. Oh my god.
I do believe, like, on a team fight on the Rayquaza right now, with the amount of damage that Team SAR is able to pull out, they might be able to win the game. They might be able to take out the giant snake this time around.
Yeah, I mean, just the mentality of SAR has to be in shambles at the moment. Yes, they have a 3-point lead, but I mean, when you lose all the objectives, it seems a little bit rough. Oh, Cereon has Poppy's Unite a little bit early. Comes out as well. This could be an early engage. Look at that Trevenant tree looking to take down the Cinderace. That's a massive pick for MYS here, and things are just going down. Crostal perhaps going down to there. Yes, Delphox will pick it off. Delphox is not a lot of HP. It has to play at range here. Huge slow beam on the Garchomp. And look at that. 3 members of SAR is just going to be knocked out. And I think this is just an opportunity, right? You want to do this if you're MYS. Yes, you have 2 players knocked out, but this might be your perfect opportunity. Psychic Soleil comes out. Delphox on 1 HP. It absolutely cannot contest. If I'm MYS, I want to get this Rayquaza out of the pit as soon as possible to show them how strong this defender comp is. Rayquaza is getting low. Here comes the Tornadoes. The Delphox finally secures it for the team. And look at this. Espeon is just running. They know they need to score to maybe secure this game number 2, Hashigi.
Yes, and I do believe, like, with the team fight just now, they want to make sure that they initiate the initiate the team fight as soon as possible, just to make sure that Team MYS is not ready, which is actually proven to be true. But unfortunately, Team MYS was unable to wipe out Team SAR in terms of retaliating from the team fight that SAR initiates. And I think it's really good play from the Delphox just now. Decides not to go back. I think it's just like, I think with sliver of health, I'm still able to secure the Rayquaza, which he did, and make sure that we are going to game 3 this time around.
I mean, our wishes are manifested and it comes true now, right? We get a game 3 scenario, which is fantastic. Yep. Look at this. SAR is just looking to pad the stats up, getting some bit more damage numbers. They know this is going to look good on the battle report right now, because when you're facing 5 defenders and you're a Cinderace, you know you're going to do plenty of damage. So here we go, just at the end of this match over here. It's pretty much over for MYS. I think they've had their fun as well. The slow beam goes on to just take down the Cinderace. But like you said, that Delphox choosing not to back there and choosing just to risk it, to do that damage, to provide the CC of Fire Spin really paid off there, didn't it?
I think, like, the way that he thought, like SAR thought, if let's say the Delphox is going to go back, they're going to lose anyway, right? So might as well do the coin flip, try the bet going up on going up on the Rayquaza pit and make sure with the good amount of positioning are able to secure the Rayquaza and secure for them to win.
Absolutely. And look at this, 175 to 784. A massive adaptation, I think, coming out from SAR, which I think is fantastic because, it's the whole point of a best of three is to change your comps and adapt to whatever the enemy team is throwing at you. You see how close the match was looking at this battle report here until the Rayquaza fight. And, as soon as you get that Rayquaza, you got your shield as well. Not even 5 defenders can stop those scores. Look at that, 120,000 damage. Hashigi on the side of SAR for that Delphox there. Z-Ray just doing so much, and you don't normally see these damage numbers on a 5-spin Fox, do you?
Right, and also like Shindi's 100k, but not to mention, taking a look at the 5 comms from the defender from MYS side, all the Pokemons at least take 70,000 of damage. At least 70,000 from all of the Pokemons, and there's Foxy and also Reborns that's taken like more than 100k damage, which is also it's pretty rare. Sorry, the 5 defender comes again this time around. They're not going to ban the Blastoise, but I believe SAR might be picking the first Blastoise this time. They banned the Garchomp and either Garchomp or
I mean, this is smart.
Garchomp or Delphox, yeah.
I think this is very smart.
Be the first pick from Shindy or SAR team.
Because I mean, they.
Oh!
I mean, you gotta eat your own words here. Shingi's saying, I'm not listening to you at all. I'm gonna go for the Blaziken, which was banned before with the Venusaur. But look at this, no Venusaur ban coming out. They banned the Garchomp and the Delphox. And they're gonna lock in that Blastoise you're talking about, as well as that Trevenant. So, it's very clear that SAR are not going for another 5 defender comp because MYS is doing that job. We're gonna instead have a Lucario and a Aegislash. Yeah, 3 Pokemons. 3 Pokemons that are very good at securing, and you're right, it is 3 all-rounders. Maybe what I was writing is what I was saying is correct. Maybe we will see 5 purple backgrounds.
5 purple backgrounds versus 5 green backgrounds. Yep. Oh, I mean, you cannot use Mew, but Bustle will be a good pick. Knowing that if let's say the Blastoise was using the Rapid Spin, you can always you can always pick him up and slam it down.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Serena is definitely another good pick as well. I think if they run triple axle, it will go very hard into a 5 defender comps. Look at this. The prophecy has been completed. We have 5 all-rounders on the side of SAR. I am so happy they are willing to put on a show for us and not just playing the standard competition drafts that we've seen before. This is what we like to see at Unity Clash. We want to see something different, right? Something fresh. And perhaps it can inspire not only the other teams, but also the audiences at home. If you've never seen a comp with 5 all-rounders, this is the perfect time. If you've never seen a team of 5 all-rounders going up against 5 defenders, guess today is your day. And look at that, with that Mamoswine as well, we're going to secure the bag with the 5 defenders once again. MYS is looking to sweep through this winners with 5 defenders all the way.
The Buffalo is using the EXP share once again. Ice is always using the XP share once again.
I mean, they do need at least 2 XP shares, right, to make sure the lanes or the paths are not lost in the early game. Now, like I said,
one of them.
Oh, I mean, there are. Oh, you were talking about on the side of SAR?
SAR, yeah, SAR.
Oh, I was talking about MYS, yeah, with the 2. But you're right. There's only 1 XP share there, so perhaps it's going to look for a little bit more of an early game aggression to try to secure those neutral farms. But what I was saying before is I definitely think the secure potential on the side of SAR is marginally better for sure, because who can really secure on the side of MYS? Maybe a Woodhammer, maybe a Hydro Typhoon. But at the same time, you have the Unite move from Sword, you have Lucario's Power-Up Punch, and you have the Blaziken, which is definitely a Pokemon to look out for going into that raid fight.
Yep. But looking at the comms from the MYS side, I don't think I think they just want to go for the team fights all around. They don't want to go for the they don't care about securing any kind of the Pokemon or securing any kind of the Rayquaza or even the Regis, looking that they don't use any kind of fluffy tails and everything. It seems that they just want to make sure that they always win a team fight. But obviously, Lucario is going to be a nightmare for any Pokemon, especially in the early games, knowing that if your Pokemon, all of your Pokemons are only defenders.
Lucario may be able to Houdini his way out of here. Things are looking a little bit dire. He does not have his quick attack up ready to go. So Squirtle will be able to take down that and send him back to base. Meanwhile, this Boon Sweet is still struggling. He needs that level 5 ASAP as the Combustions are going to come here. So a little bit of a delay, I guess, coming in from the Lucario, which did well. The Phantom has not evolved yet. It is almost the 850 birds coming out here. And look at this Slowpoke possibly evolving as well. Lucario at the bottom here trying to push these birds away. Here comes the Swine Up. Managed to evolve already, and things are looking a little bit dire for MYS as this Greedent is running away. But they should really recover in good health.
And over here, it's really rare, for you to see a Piloswine, in a 5-team comp and able to evolve such early in the game, where sometimes we see that it always has a hard time, to evolve, right, for Piloswine. But I think this just shows the scale, like the personal skills of MYS players. They're able to make sure that they are not always behind on EXPs. But then again, over here, MYS is able to win on the bottom lane. It's going to be looking very dire for Team SAR side, even though that they have 5 all-rounders to counter this team of 5 defend comps.
Yeah, I mean, even though SAR is a little bit behind in points, they do have a level 7 Blaziken, which is going to be pretty strong here. Greedent looking to do a little bit more shopping in the enemy central area. Meanwhile, look at this fight in the middle. This Blaziken is just waiting for his team to come, but no one on his team actually shows up for those birds, and he's going to be taken down as well. And look at this Dual Blade not having its wide guard ready to go either. It's going to get knocked out, and suddenly this bottom pad is left on only 11.
And SAR is not picking up the storm. It's actually using the triple axle this time around, going for a more survivability rather than damage.
I mean, it has to, right? Because you've got 5 defenders to try to sustain out of. And look at this Buzzwole, unfortunately, will be able to take down these 3 defenders in the bottom path as well. And I think if you're SAR, you just need to go farm now because, points are coming in top and bottom. The objective is getting, ready to be contested in that bottom path as well. This, I guess, Steenie needs to come online ASAP because if it's still a little Mangosteen, is not going to be able to do anything. Meanwhile, this Lucario is still a pest in the enemy central area, trying to stop some of this Piloswine from evolving, but it will go down as well. Meanwhile, in the opposition's central area, this Sword is looking very weak. This Slowbro is going to say, I am the better attacker. I'm the better all-rounder, as he's going to take it down as well. I mean, you have 2 level 9s coming out from Team MYS, and none of them are attackers. None of them are all-rounders. This is just a perfect start for MYS, isn't it?
If you see from the levels itself, like Glasses is already level 10. It's like 2 levels up, or 3, even 4 levels up from the Serenas from SAR side, which is going to be very dangerous. And we see a Hydro Pump and also a Rapid Spin, which is, I think it's the kind of the composition or the combination that people use in the top tier teams, because they can also do the CC and also do the the stun, as well as doing damage, rather than just going for a Water Spout and also Rapid Spin, which is like a pure 100% damage.
Absolutely. I think the stun is incredible on the Hydro Pump there. Look at this. The Slowbin comes on the Sword. Base the Unite out. That's actually a really good Unite from the Sword, but Hydro Pump is going to be too strong. Mammo Mash comes out, and it mashes the enemy team away. Now, even though this Regieleki didn't go in, MYS is able to get some dunks here. Hydro Typhoon knocks out more people. The sustain is just insane right now for MYS, as this tree might get picked out on the top path here. Serena looking to maybe get some levels from this Mamoswine is able to get away. The tree trying to get away. They will be able to run away from that Blaziken as well. And look at this. Just the sheer ability for Team MYS to get out of engagements after dunking is just incredible here. No one on SAR is really able to win any of these engagements without, using so many resources, possibly some Unite moves as well. Here comes that Muse Foxy, still in the enemy central area, might get knocked down here. You know what? It actually wastes a Serena Unite to knock it out. That's how much of a pest it's being to the enemy team right now. And I think that's absolutely worth it, right? You would rather that on a
And
Greedent than on a Blastoise.
and like with 200 points different from SAR and Team MYS, even though like they win or they won the team fight in the Rayquaza, I think it's going to be very dangerous from SAR side to just lead to just like not score enough points to make sure that they are somewhat similar level before the minute 2 mark.
I mean, like, someone on MYS must be paying the Pokemon game as well, because they're getting Registills after Registills for that damage pass and fail. Here comes Aegislash trying to make a difference, but that Hornleech is going to be a little bit too good. It's going to be able to secure this basement Reggie as well, knocking out that sword. Meanwhile, on the top path, we have the Mamoswine trying to take down the Blaziken. The Slow Beam will be able to confirm that KO as well. Here comes another Serena Unite onto the Mamoswine, but the Mamoswine is saying, you know what? I'm a tanky mammoth. I don't really care. I can just walk away after, you waste your Unite. I'm fine. I'm chilling. Here comes the Blastoise once again to just spin to win. Oh, come on. Like, this is just a commanding lead, absolute domination of an early game going to this last 3 minutes, isn't it, by MYS?
I think it's just proven that you need an attacker, right? You need to just like burst as many amount of damage and not try to battle it out in terms of like survivability against another survivability. Just need to do as many damage as you can and the short span amount of time. Have one or two Pokemons able to take as many damage from the opponent side, and the other Pokemons just needs to be able to pick up the knockouts from the from and make sure to win the team fight. But over here, I don't think like having 5 all rounders is going to be a good choice against a 5 defender comms.
I mean, I'm just excited to see, these. I guess this is just a all-rounder against a defender comp, right? And, defenders are winning at the moment. But, like we always say, when there is a way, there is a way. And like I said, the amount of secure potential. Yeah, the amount of potential of secure on the side of SAR is incredible. So they can actually opt for the rip here. They're not too behind, only around 200 points. It is still very much winnable for them. Now, what I want to see for MYS is really just stopping some of these secure Pokemons from doing the job. Because like you said, the Hornleech on Trevenant is so good here. Here comes Buzzwole, maybe trying to make a difference here. Unfortunately, yet again, it's going to be a 3v1 scenario, and the Blastoise, sorry, not the Blastoise, the Buzzwole is not going to be able to take anyone of the enemy down.
And nobody's level 13 from SAR side. And I mean, the giant green snake is almost out, and I don't think it's a good sign for SAR not to have any Pokemons with the 3 level 13. But we do see the Greedent is actually using the Unite move and going to be not knocked out yet.
Blaze, another Pokemon that's so incredibly strong at securing, is going to be knocked out as well. And suddenly the 2 members of SAR is going to be knocked out. Greedent goes down. However, it is still in the favor of MYS. And they're just going to start this Rayquaza because they know, without Blaziken, all they need to do is to zone out this Lucario and they might be able to get the secure. Oh, teams are looking to turn now on this Buzzwole there that's coming through the choke point. They do not have a lot of HP. The Woodhammer is so good at just stunning them. Look at that Hydro Pump able to secure that KO as well. Blaziken trying to make a difference. Hydro Typhoon comes out. The Slow Beam will be to stop that Blaziken coming in. And this is going to be a mad flip here. It's just Lucario to try to do it, but it doesn't matter. The Aura Cannon was not good enough because the Blastoise able to secure it. And I think, I don't want to speak too early here. Oh, there is the surrender vote. MYS have just won. And they're now in the grand finals from just playing 5 defenders.
From start to finish, right? I believe it's from start to finish. They're just using like 5 defenders. They lose 1 game, but I think what's interesting is that SAR doesn't want to redo the same strategy or redo the same draft that they do, which is actually really well on game 2. What do you think with that? What do you happen with that? What do you think happen with that?
I mean, in my opinion, they really got a little bit lucky at that Rayquaza fight because for the better part of that second game, it was still MYS's game to win. So maybe they just think that it was a little bit risky and they are looking to show us, what 5 all-rounders can do. I mean, like I said before, they're not knocked out of the competition. They are still going to be able